Good morning. I wanted to address the subject of adrenal fatigue and caffeine. I know that's kind of like something probably most of us don't like to talk about, cutting back on our coffee or sodas, whatever we choose to be our vehicle for caffeine energy drinks. Um, I think that what happens is we're so it's kind of a vicious cycle. We're tired, we need a boost, we drink caffeine, we crash, we need a boost. We drink some caffeine or we have some sugar. And what happens, the role that caffeine plays in adrenal fatigue is kind of the devil's advocate. It's almost like you have a bank account and your adrenal fatigue is the bank, and then you drink caffeine, it's like taking out a high interest loan. So eventually you're going to have to pay it back and then some. I think that when we learn to control our caffeine intake and to choose wisely, we experience a reversal of that. So we actually allow our body to work naturally, and we have more energy than we would if we were pumping caffeine throughout the day into our bodies. Now, I'm not saying go, give up your caffeine cold turkey or quit drinking your morning cup of coffee. That's something that you're going to have to decide for yourself. I know for me, I had to give it up. It was hard. It took me a long time to make that decision. But I traded my morning coffee in for green tea, and it's made such a big difference. Now, every now and then I will have a cup of coffee, but I move that into the afternoon. Our body's natural cortisone levels peak and dip at certain times a day. So they're going to peak about when you wake up, and then they're going to dip about 2 hours after you wake up. And then around noon, they're going to come back up, and then they're going to start dipping and gradually continue on that decline throughout the rest of the day. So if you can pick a time that your cortisol levels are not quite so high, then you won't have such a jolt. I know for me, coffee in the morning actually made me feel really jittery and uncomfortable. After one cup, if I went for that second cup, I was uncomfortable. I felt kind of worse than what I was wanting to feel. I wasn't feeling that good feeling. So I want you to think about your caffeine intake this week. I know we're learning so much. You're exercising and you're drinking water and you're changing your diet. But I want you to think about it. I want you just to become aware of it. Like, how much are you consuming? Maybe you need to write it down. And when you get to the afternoon, you're feeling that crash, think about, okay, can I sit down 10 minutes with a cup of hot tea and just kind of rejuvenate? Do I have that option right now? And you'll feel better than if you went and grabbed an energy drink, I promise you. So just this week, become aware of that. I'm not saying just go cut out all your caffeine. Please don't do that. But just become aware of how much you're consuming and when you're consuming it, and kind of chart that. I would really challenge you guys to do that this week. And please, on the comment section of this video, give me some feedback. I'd like to know how much you are consuming, how you feel when you do or when you don't. And that would kind of help me help you a little better decide what you should do with your caffeine intake. It's all about listening to our bodies and giving our bodies what they need. And sometimes it's not always what we want. I think I pouted and moaned and whined about not having coffee for a good week and a half. But now I feel so much better that I wouldn't change that. I wouldn't go back to that. So I can still enjoy it a little bit, but it's not 2 cups a day. It's 2, maybe 3 cups a week from time to time. So I'm going to leave y'all with that thought. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this subject, and we'll talk to you soon.